We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started.
Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Between Two Props. I'm Zach Ziegler for Wheeling University Athletics, currently joined by Wheeling University head women's rugby coach and the newest national champion, Ken Pape. And Ken, you guys get the job done, win the national championship over Southern Nazarene. Talk about the matchup.
Well, I mean, geez, they have such a good team over there. The wait, we had to wait 3 weeks to play them, so we had a really good time to watch a lot of their film and, kind of diagnose what they're going to try to do on attack, and built a really good defensive plan around it. And exactly like I said in the pre-game, there's no stopping them. They're going to score. It's just limiting how often they do score. The matchup was great. Like, their forwards and our forwards going to war. Lex versus, I can't even pronounce her name, but their number 12 was a great matchup. Bella versus Maddie for their number 10 over there. That was a great matchup. Just across the board, just a really strong matchup. The score does not represent how good Southern Nazarene really is.
And you guys got down there a couple of days early to get acclimated, get some practices in. Talk about the build-up to the game and what that was like.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to the women before we left, and I said, this is what our plan is. We had a very specific schedule that we set out. We arrived on Wednesday night late, and then on Thursday we had an early morning training, and then Thursday afternoon we worked with the Houston area youth rugby. One of our incoming freshmen next year, we met with her team, and we did some practices we did a practice with them and kind of showed them what we're all about. So did some really good community engagement on Thursday. Friday, we had a really good practice in the morning, good afternoon practice as well. And then we went and played laser tag. Like, it was pretty incredible. The one thing you don't tell rugby players is don't do something. The poor guy told them, don't jump through the windows. And 1 second in, one of the players was seen diving through a windowsill. So, we had a great Thursday, Friday practice. Saturday morning, great run-through, really, really solid run-through. Lucy Bryant had a bit of a hiccup on the van ride over, but outside of that, we were ready to go. We got there, for the game on Saturday. Had a great lead-up, great tackle session going into it, and then we just came out and did our job.
And then you guys got on the board quickly. In the first 5 minutes, I believe you guys scored. How important was that to get on the board and get those first points up there?
Yeah, I mean, we had a chance. We took a penalty kick to start the game, but we could have scored a try on that possession. But, you hit the nail on the head. It was really important for us to get on the board early, not take any chances. And I think that scared a little bit Southern Nazarene and settled our nerves. Right, so getting those quick 3 points out of Bella from that penalty kick was huge, and then we scored a try right after that to go up 10-0. I mean, anytime you put 10 points up in a national championship quality game, the other team has to be concerned. Like, now they've got to come back. That's a 2-score difference.
And looking throughout the day, you had a lot of versatility, a bunch of different girls scoring tries, Joelle Taylor, Alexis Dallas. Talk about everybody who kind of contributed to that win.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, Alexis Dallas, scores a try when she kind of set the tone, and, we call it do Emma stuff. We use a different word instead of Emma stuff. We said do Emma stuff, and we were quick tapping penalties. We were putting them under a lot of pressure early. Emma Ty comes out and is like really setting the tone. Joelle Taylor was feeding off of Emma, scored that try under the posts, was really incredible. Then you've got, Tamsin Boyce, speed through the middle of the field, breaks a couple tackles and scores. Bella Galata with what, in my opinion, was the try of the year. She had a little chip kick in the corner. She chases down herself, out-muscled a prop to score the try. For me, that's the play of the year, and it happened to be our primetime play of the game. And then Gemily Taylor, Gemily Rivera comes in, and she scores 2 tries. We were scoring. And it wasn't just one person. You're talking about multiple players across different patterns and different setups to score, which was incredible.
You're watching Between Two Props with Wheeling University head women's rugby coach and national champion Ken Pape. And Ken, coming down to those final seconds of the game, you have the lead in hand. You know it's going to happen. What's it like when you hear that final whistle and your players get to celebrate?
Man, we talked about it all game. I talked about it going into the pregame, bully the bully, and it was coming true, and those in that last minute, it was an insurmountable lead at that point. They're not going to come back and win, but our ladies kept their foot on the gas pedal. We scored again really quick at the end. Just seeing that live and in person, it was surreal. I dropped to my knees almost and covered my face because I just was overwhelmed with emotion, knowing we just accomplished something that's never been accomplished before. No program in the history of rugby has ever been a first-year program at the Division I level and won a national championship in its first year. So, it was an absolutely surreal experience, and I was overwhelmed with emotion.
And for these players, a lot of them were with you last year when you guys made it to the national championship and lost. Talk about how big it was for them to overcome that hurdle and get it this year.
You want to talk about overcoming a hurdle. Bella Galata, it's her third trip to the national championship in 3 years with 3 different teams. I thought maybe she was going to be the Jim Kelly of rugby and never win it. But, they were primed. They remembered how they felt. They didn't do what they had to do against Davenport, 2 years ago with Division II. And knowing what they had to do, they did it this year. They put their money where their mouth was. They really just hammered down and did what they had to do. Nobody ever wants to feel that way. And Bella Galata talked to the team, before when we first got down there and told them, listen, guys, you don't want to feel what I have felt. Losing it in consecutive years is not a fun experience. And then our leadership group with Dakota Burgess and Alexis Dallas and Emma Ty just they just solidified it and made everybody feel comfortable and got us on the board.
And then talk about what it was like. You got back to Wheeling, you had a whole waiting party ready for you to celebrate. Talk about what that was like coming off the bus and having all your campus community there.
Well, first, we get pulled over by the cops. That was pretty fun. And then they drove us in to Wheeling. That was a pretty cool experience. You only see that in the movies, really. And we're like, Michigan, when they go somewhere, they get something cool stuff going on. But, we pull in, we get around the corner there, and I look up and I can see the Cardinal. And, that was such a surreal – that was surreal, and the women were so excited, tears everywhere. We get off the bus to a hero's welcome, I was just happy for the women. We've never felt that level of compassion and love from any program we've ever been a part of. And, to see that, to see their faces, to see the other teams and the other coaches out there, cheering us on and patting us on the back and well done and we're so proud of you. It was incredible. The Wheeling feeling is a real thing, and I keep saying it. And, I've never been so proud to be a part of an organization.
And finally, have the national championship in 15s. What lessons do you learn from this season that you're going to take into 7s to try to do it all over again in the spring?
Man, Zach, you're asking me tough questions right now. Listen, the thing is, we only carry a roster of 15 and 7s, and I've got 30 women chomping at the bit wanting to play in that team. So, the lessons we're learning is to take it day by day, practice by practice, minute by minute, session by session, and preparing and ultimately performing on the field. And I think this win's going to really help them be prepared for a title right at 7s. There's a lot of really good teams out there. You got Brown, you got Southern Nazarene. In my opinion, they have one of the best players in the country on that team. And to see the effort that she had, it's going to be a tough run for us. It's going to be absolutely tough.
Thanks, Ken. Congrats on the national championship, and good luck as we go into 7s.
Oh, no, Zach, we're not done just yet. I have a couple of thank yous I got to get out there really quick. First, thank you, Zach, for supporting us this year and being an awesome, SID, one of the best in the business. Carrie Hanna has been absolutely amazing for us, and Diana Vargo has been instrumental in making sure we have everything we need. But I would be remiss if I didn't thank some other people. My parents have been super supportive of us, and I just want to thank them. My kids have been great. My daughter Grace is one of our biggest fans. She knows player stats. I think she might be an SID, Zach, so be careful. And my assistant coach Bill Flanagan and Casey Kilbane, he made the trip with us to make sure that I looked fresh. But the most important, the biggest one, my biggest supporter this year has been my girlfriend Sarah, and I just want to say thank you to her for putting up with rugby and becoming a part of my rugby family and being super supportive. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that supported us this year. You guys have been amazing, and you have really given us the Wheeling feeling. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of Wheeling Women's Rugby.
Thanks for watching another episode of Between Two Props. We'll be back in the spring for Wheeling University Athletics. Athletics. I'm Zach Ziegler.
We're just
The
excited
annual
about all the
purge will
program
conclude
success.
in
And we're ready to get
3,
started. Thanks, Zach. Go
2,
Cards.
1. Thank you for your participation.